Well, g'day everyone, Mitch here again, and welcome to another Rambling Rides. So, what's been happening? Well, as of late, actually today as we speak, Mother Nature is on the warpath. We've got flooding in several areas near where I live, quite major flooding going on. Taree actually, since 9 o'clock yesterday morning, recorded nearly 300 millimetres of rain, or 278 I think millimetres of rain since 9 o'clock yesterday morning at the time of recording this, and so that's in under 24 hours. We've got more heavy rain on the way, about the same sort of rainfall predicted for today and for tomorrow, before we start to see any reprieve in it. So basically I'm just on my way into Taree now to take some freight into town while I still can, while the road is still open, because we are expecting a considerable amount of rain over the coming 2 days or so. And I'm just approaching an area on my road now where it's been having problems with a blocked storm drain, and so far the council's only solution was to put in a diesel powered pump there to divert the water across the road. And yep, here we go. Got to slow down here, and yes, sure enough, the water is right up to the road. They've got a pump in place to try and divert the water over the road. So yeah, as I was saying, just back there where I just passed, there was there is a storm culvert that goes under the road. It's been blocked for quite some time, and the council seems, for whatever reason, reluctant to do anything about it. You would think they'd put something under the road to remove the blockage, but nope. Yeah, band-aid solution, but that's the council for you. That's what they do. So anyway, I'm just coming up onto the Pacific Highway. We'll see what sort of what's been going on up here. I'd say it absolutely flogged down with rain last night. The initial reports were, or predictions I should say, were that the Manning River would reach what they call a minor flood level by Tuesday morning, so that's this morning at the time of recording this. I woke up this morning and the river had already exceeded the moderate flood level, and it's actually now expected to reach major flooding by the end of the day. So yeah, all in all, it's been rather wet where I am. So whilst we're on our way to Taree, I'll fill you in on a little bit more of what else has been going on. So last month, excuse me, on Anzac Day, I was asked by the president of the Taree RSL sub-branch if I would be interested in driving my Model T in the parade, in the actual Anzac Day parade through Taree. And I said, yeah, sure, I'd love to. I was informed that I would be chauffeuring a war veteran, or at least one, I should say, in the parade, but I wasn't actually told who it was going to be. And to my surprise, and as it turned out, indeed quite an honour, my passenger was a World War II veteran. She was a part of the Royal Australian Women's Auxiliary Air Force. She enlisted at the age of 18 years old back in 1944. And yeah, I tell you what, it was very humbling and indeed an honour to be in the company of somebody who was directly involved in World War II. In a way, I suppose a bittersweet occasion, because I found out 4 days later that the dear lady had passed away. So it was very, very much humbling for me to know that that was actually her very last Anzac Day that she would ever see. And it's almost as if she held on, you know, just for that one last parade. So if you go into my videos, I did actually do a video of the Anzac Day parade. My sister and my best mate actually did all the filming for me, so I've got a shout out to you guys. Thank you. Yeah, it was really very much an enjoyable day, and the main street of Taree was lined with hundreds, if not thousands, of people, and to be a part of that was very much it was a great experience. I've never been involved in the Anzac Day parade before. This was my first time, so, and to be able to do it in the Model T was just the icing on the cake. Okay, so this is by far not the first time that Taree has been hit by flooding. In fact, there's been at least 3 or 4 floods through here in the time that I've lived in the area. So the Manning River is a tidal river. But of course, being a tidal river, of course, flooding does become a problem from time to time. So with this heavy rainfall that we've been experiencing over the last 24 hours, oh wow, these paddocks are full of water. Yes, with the rain that we've been experiencing, it has gotten pretty bad. So on some occasions, not quite as bad at the moment, but there is more rain coming. But what I will be able to show you on the approach to Taree is where the river has actually, my understanding is, looking at the state of things here, the river has actually burst its banks. So, well, we'll have a look. Wow, that's bad. Oh gosh. Okay, I will stop here. And hopefully, so this is the Martin Bridge as it goes into Taree. And this side of the river, at least, it's below the level of the road here, so we're still good this side. But the other side of the river, it's the water is getting into town, which it usually does when it gets this high. And actually, a few years ago, when it flooded in Taree, and it actually made world news, there was actually a house floating down the river. You may or may not have seen that. Well, that was actually here, and the river actually broke up. The house actually broke up just before it reached the bridge. I just need to get out of the way. There's another car coming here. There we go. So yeah, pretty wet. Anybody watching me driving must think I'm drunk, having to avoid all of these holes in the road. It's all of this rain has caused considerable damage to the road. Cool, size of that hole. Wow. Okay, so now I am heading into Taree. So the road is still open, thank goodness. I've just got to try and get out of this junction. Come on, SES truck, out of my way. Thank you. Okay, so now we're heading over the Martin Bridge into Taree. And let's see what we've got going on here. Yes, the river is in full flood. Now, I will attempt to show you a few bits and pieces in Taree, but due to there being several road closures due to the floodwaters, it might be a bit limited as to where I can actually drive. In fact, I apologise if I'm waffling a bit and not really sure what to say, because at this stage everything is unfolding before my eyes and I don't really know what to be expecting. Ah yes, the park is underwater. You wouldn't be holding any events in there today. So in 2022, when the floods came, and there were several shops that were completely annihilated in Taree, the business owners literally lost everything. So that was pretty horrendous. Oh wow! Everybody's trying to turn their cars around at the bottom of a street that is now blocked by floodwater. So this road normally goes round the corner and runs parallel to the river. And as you can see, it is not the case at the moment. all of this debris and that has been washed up, it has flowed downstream. So you can see that light pole there. I'm going to shut the window because it's raining again. So that light pole there is normally, that's not even the edge of the river. The edge of the river is further out than that. So yeah, it's quite eventful in town at the moment. And as I say, the last time we had rain like this and flooding like this, I should say, was back in 2022. It caused untold amounts of damage, which, you know, it's just mind-boggling, the power of nature. And this is just down to heavy rain. This is not even tidal stuff, you know. This is because the Manning River catchment is so vast. It's not so much the rain here that's causing the problems, it's all the rain upstream, because Taree and all of the smaller towns in the area are in the midst of what's known as the Manning Valley. We get a lot of all that runoff further upstream and in the valley has to go somewhere, and it goes straight in the river, and then the river has to carry that downstream to the ocean. But you combine that with a high tide and continuous relentless rain upstream, the water can't get out, and this is when we have these flooding situations. So alright, well, I will pause for now until I have made my delivery to the freight yard, and then we'll pick up the action and I'll try and show you some more of what's going on around the place before I head home. Okay, we are back, and as promised, I will attempt to show you some of the places which are currently flood affected around Taree at the moment. And as I predicted, everything is incredibly wet. The Manning River has well and truly burst its banks, and it's made quite a mess. Let's clear the windscreen so you can see. So what you're looking at down there, that is actually a rubbish bin, to give you an idea how deep the water is just here, and that's right near the edge. So it is getting incredibly wet down here. Playground there, that's just about above water at the moment. And just over there you can see that light pole just there with the pelican sitting on top. That is actually roughly near the edge of the river, so that gives you an idea just how far up it's come at the moment. And it's not done yet, so probably all of this grass in front of me here will be underwater before the day is out. And they are predicting the river to exceed major flood levels today. So yeah, all in all, pretty crap if you ask me. So yeah, that's what's going on in Taree at the moment. Pretty wet, pretty miserable, and pretty flooded. So let's continue on. Let's continue on and see what else we can see before I head home, because this video is already getting quite long. So yeah, everybody's coming down to have a look at the floodwaters, and well, I don't know what they're expecting. It's happened in Taree before, many times, and it has indeed made a mess. And I'll just pull over to show you this rather amusing spectacle here. So this rather amusing scene here, this is the newly refurbished Manning River Rowing Club, and as you can see, the water is inside the building once again. So you don't even need to go very far, and you basically sail your boat out the door. I'll just open this window to try and get a better look. There we go. So what you can see over there is the floating pontoon, which is designed to rise up with the river. And as you can see, the ramp has lifted off its platform as well, due to the high level of the water. Okay, so just before I sign off, I will tell you one rather amusing story that I just had to laugh at, because it's a story born out of lunacy more than anything else. And where I'm going with this is the way that the authorities / education department, I suppose you could say, have tackled the weather conditions in relation to the local schools. Now, a few weeks ago, there was a very severe cyclone which battered the eastern seaboard of Australia, and to be perfectly honest, became a bit of a non-event compared to some cyclones that we have seen. Now, this cyclone was the better part of 1,000 kilometres away from us where I live, and the local high school, Taree High School, was in fact closed due to a cyclone that was nearly 1,000 kilometres away. Yeah, so they thought that was a good idea. Meanwhile, today, we've got this terrible weather system that's right on top of us, flood conditions, and the local high school is open, if you can believe. So, there you go. So just to try and illustrate how ludicrous the local government is in my area. And it wasn't even that major, really. I think it was only got it to a category 2, so major's probably a bit of an exaggeration. So just before I sign off this video, as promised, I was able to pull over here. You can see the extent of some of the flooding here. Now, these are normally lush green paddocks in here for cattle, that sort of thing. As you can see, you can only just about see the tops of the fence posts sticking up out of the water. Now, this is obviously going to get a lot worse because we've got more rain coming over the next day or two. So this road that I'm stopped on the side of right now, this road is more than likely going to go underwater as well. At the moment, it's just got its head out of water, but as I say, that will change. Okay, so this video has gone on quite long enough, I think. So I will sign off for now, and I will get home before anything gets any worse around here. So I'm very fortunate where I live is on high ground, so I'm perfectly fine when these sort of flood events happen. Anyway, as always, thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Always happy to hear from you guys. And I was going to say to you guys stay safe out there, but I think that's more appropriate for me at the moment. But anyway, I will say it anyway. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you next time.